Yet we're not live yet.
Not yet.
We're live now.
Are we?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our live chat with Crown tonight. And today we're broadcasting from our living room and especially from Malaysia, where I'm from. And my name is Leong. I'm the editor for Crown Magazine Malaysia. And with me tonight are my two colleagues from Singapore, my editor-in-chief, Alvin Wong, and my managing editor, Melissa Tong.
Yes, thank you.
From the south, across the border on the island. Tonight we had a special guest, and our special guest is Garrick Lau, and he's got a boyish face, but don't judge by his face. But he's a lot more mature than he looks, and he's a man who wears many hats. He's got a few businesses around, but his main side interest is watches, as you know. And some of you might not know, but Garrick Lau is a founder of Malaysian Watch Group, which is, I think, it's one of the very few, or first, if not, active watch club from Malaysia. So, and we'll be talking about his personal journey into watch collecting or watch interest, and also how he formed Malaysian Watch Group and how he managed it. And it will be a very interesting night tonight. So there'll be many questions about his activities with Malaysian Watch Group. So without further delay, let me pass over to Garrick Lau to introduce himself to you. Please, Garrick.
Hi, I'm Garrick Lau from Malaysia, and it's my honor today to have this live chat with Crown. And I'm the founder of Malaysia Watch Group.
So, Garrick, tell us, how did you get into the world of watch collecting?
Okay, so I started this group around 2017. That was the first day the first year that the MW was established. Prior to this, actually, I have another group, but that was a car club. Where what happened to me was actually my wife was pregnant with a child, and as you know, inside a car club, you have to drive out for the gets together and all kind of activities. But eventually, when your wife is pregnant, you have to stay at home and you have to do other things
be a good husband.
Yes, correct. So that's how I started my watch collection journey, and I established this watch club. And we can do it anywhere because when you're having a coffee, when you are shopping, you always can have a watch around your wrist to show it to others. And the gathering is much easier. You don't need to go to any mountainy roads and something. You can just get it done at coffee shop and anywhere else. Much easier.
Before we even get into Malaysian Watch Group, right? Can you just share with us, the experience, the story of how you even got into watches in the first place? Do you remember the first time you actually saw a watch and was excited by a watch?
Well, I actually started my watch collection since it's not actually a collection. I started wearing my first watch, which is the Casio, during my 9 years old. Like where you get the kind of digital Casio where you get the signal, the alarm every hour, like tit 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 tit, like, which is I have been wearing that for almost like about 5 to 10 years, and eventually when it was my wedding, my parents gave me my first mechanical watch, which was the Tag Heuer Caliber 5. So that started my watch journey. Oh. And slowly into that, and then I got another one, then slowly one by one. Yeah.
But you can go into many different areas. Like you say, you had a car club before, and then you also, your other interest in watches. But you know what? Usually people, sometimes they buy a watch, they have maybe one or two and that will be enough, right? Like you decided to somehow have go even deeper into it than other people. What drew you to this hobby?
It's funny how when you start to collect once, then slowly you be much more greedier. Then this design seems nice, this watch brand seems okay. So eventually, okay, I want this, I want that, and slowly, eventually, you get more and more.
You got the bug.
Collection never ends.
Okay. In terms of like the value, it also goes higher and higher lah. Or do you actually?
Definitely, and sometimes, of course, it's not about the value. It's probably the designs. Of like some design might not look like might not be expensive, but if you like the design, if you like the movement in it, then probably you go for it. Yeah, it's more about it's quite subjective on how you like the watches and stuff like.
So what kind of watches do you like?
I started with a digital. I like digital because digital watches like G-Shocks. I started with G-Shocks, so it's actually quite convenient whereby you can wear it whole day without taking it off. When you are bathing, when you are eating, when you are working out in gym. So it's a quite versatile and rugged watch. And slowly, once I started collecting my first mechanical watch, and slowly I developed into, I started to like those watch dial with a sunburst dial. So my first sunburst was actually the Seiko. It's a Samurai Blue Lagoon, which has a light blue sunburst. And slowly, along my collection, you see more and more sunburst dial.
Okay. In your taste, do they change? Have they changed over time?
You might say that I'm a boring guy. So I'm actually I have a few blue sunbursts already, and it's mostly blue sunbursts and gray sunbursts in my collections now.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking through your Instagram page, and I really do see quite a lot of blue sunray dials. Okay, let me just
All right.
take us through your Instagram page, and maybe you can talk a little bit about your watches. So what about this one? Why don't you give us a little intro on this watch?
Okay, so this one was the first MWG watch was undone. So this watch was actually designed for our MWG, and there's only about 20 pieces in the world. So this was actually done in 2018. It's our first MWG watch. So of course, because I like sunburst, so we have all these watch in sunburst color. So we have actually about 4 colors in this. We have a blue, we have a red, green, and also a white sunburst.
Oh,
So,
okay. White sunburst.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Just want to give a shout out. Sorry, Mel, continue.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Right.
No, I just want to give a shout out to, I think, a lot of Garrick's fans, Jordan la, Terrence la, Mr. Carl Travis, and Gary, my bro in Malaysia. He says that you are definitely not a boring guy. So, so yeah, Garrick, can you just further elaborate what you mean by? Sorry, Gary, can you elaborate what it means by Garrick not being a boring guy? And Victoria also said that she remembers the sunburst dial from 2017 days. The blue
Which one? The MWG dial?
This comment by Regina Ong.
Yeah.
Is she's also part of the MWG?
Yes, Regina is a part of us since our first year, 2017, and then we also have many good admins like her.
Okay. What drove you to want to start a watch group though? You can just be a collector and just buy it. Why was it important for you to be?
Well, actually, I'm sure everyone here pretty much knows the joy when you first got your watch and you have nowhere else to share it, right? So, because sometimes when you share it on your personal Facebook or some other place, people will thought, okay, he's sharing his watch and it's okay, it's a watch, it's nothing special. But when you are sharing it inside a watch group, eventually everyone's okay, wow, that's a new model. Wow, this design is nice. I like this. Wow, this is a Rolex. Wow, this is Patek. So the joy of sharing it amongst the member, they will appreciate it even more. So eventually, so more and more people will like your photos, and also you genuinely share your joy also, right? Because along your journey, there's of course we have a lot of different kind of watch that we like, but we can't collect each and every one of them. So when, let's say if I collect a new Rolex, probably my other members will be happy for me. And let's say they collect a new Patek or something, then probably we will be happy for them also. So it's a joy for all the collectors.
Okay, and how big is the group now?
So our group started with about 100 of us members during the first year. Then slowly, on our first anniversary, we achieved about 3,000 members. Then our second anniversary was around, I remember, about 7,000. And as of today, we have about 10,000 members right now.
Wow.
10,000.
Yes,
wow.
correct.
Pretty good. Surprising though for Malaysia, that number.
And
Why
we
is that
did the
surprising?
campus as well.
Yeah, based all over Malaysia.
We do have non-Malaysia members. We do have members from Korea, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, and actually all the way in Europe, Russia, and basically everywhere else.
Okay. So how? We're just trying to imagine, like, you are the founder, right? I guess you have to manage the group and the expectations, and of course, with such a big group, there are like good members and not so good members, right? And how do you manage harmony and peace and make sure that the integrity of the group is there? You know, especially for being such a big group.
Okay, so being such a big group, there's actually no issue of handling all our members, and in fact, I would actually say all our members are very nice to us because they abide by our rules and regulation. Because our rules and regulations is very simple. It's just like it's a pure resort group where you share your daily resort and no other thing. So because sometimes we have a lot of members from early in the morning at about 9 a.m., members started sharing all the watches. So by around noon time, 12 o'clock, probably you see about 10 to 20 posts of watches already. And when you post at about 9 o'clock, probably your post will be somewhere down there and you can't find it anymore. So we try to keep it clean without any advertisement or buy, sell, trade kind of posts. So it'll be much more simpler this way.
Okay. And your gatherings? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how do you organize the gatherings and how, how big are they?
Okay, gathering wise, we do have a lot of impromptus like get together. Sometimes we meet on let's say pavilion. Probably few of us are quite free. Then we can have a get together just impromptu. And sometimes and if you want to have more people, probably that's a photo of our first second anniversary, first anniversary in 2018. So this one was actually done in the Pearl Hotel, and we have about 80 packs at that time. So we have Regina, we have all other members from our group, and also some of the members are from my previous car clubs groups.
Okay, and all ladies here. The ratio, is it more ladies than guys or what?
This photo is actually for the ladies. I think all the ladies together for these photos.
I think we have some male photos as well, right?
Yes, we do. Yes, there you go.
All male photos.
Gary say you never chill him for the gatherings. Is that true?
No, he is. Gary's on the left.
We got proof one.
Jordan also says Bojio. Oh, we are getting all these Bojio comments from your members.
Most of the time they are actually there.
So it's really interesting and fun and quite actually 10,000 overall, but it's actually quite intimate the gatherings.
Mm-hmm. And this one is actually a recent gathering. This one it's actually we call it the MWG Women Months to accommodate the ladies gathering, but I'm there just as the photographer.
Regina says, they want to show the ladies the watches too. But
True
and I
enough.
agree, that a lot of brands they make watches for men as a primary audience, but
The women take it and wear it for
maybe you can
themselves.
tell us more about the women's market. Do you think they're overlooked? No.
So actually in this.
Sorry, Alvin, what did you say?
No. I was talking about women's watches, but never mind. Yeah, Gary, you were saying?
I was saying that actually in the women's the reshot of the women's the other one, this one actually you can see that the women's collections are quite special. If you can see a Jacob and Co, you can see a few others one. Can you? Then there's a Graham. So
Graham, yeah.
I noticed that they're all really quite big watches. So is that a trend that you feel the women in your group like big watches?
I think probably it could be something like diamond. Do you like big diamonds?
Everyone likes big diamonds.
More diamonds on it. Yeah. So when you have a much bigger watches, actually, it's easier to look at the time. Unlike some watches, which is around like 28 mm, where you'll be sitting around to look.
And
at
then now,
time.
as we're all getting older, right, we tend to like have worse eyesight, so we need bigger watches. Okay, Garrick, I have a question for you. You know, when it comes to watch collectors, a lot of collectors are very passionate about their opinions, their watches, and I'm sure there have been times when there are like differing opinions within your group. How do you deal with such situations? Or are there any heated situations?
We are lucky that there are not much heated discussion, but of course there will be people on two sides liking two different kind of they have two different types of opinions, but we as a watch group we will just try to stay neutral and we leave it to them, and when if it even gets really heated, probably we'll just stop them or remove the post, so it'll be fair to everyone.
I have another question also. Sometimes watch collecting groups, when you start, right, it starts off as a passion project, right? It's a passionate community and everything. But because of the nature of the group with watches, so definitely there are brands who would like to
engage.
So how do you balance the passion side with maybe perhaps influence from brands wanting to engage and the commercial aspect of it?
Commercially wise, it's not really important, but of course we have a lot of brands that we are fortunate to have a lot of brands to engage with us, so that we can actually see more of their brands, their models, and we also to learn along the way, because we are Malaysia Watch Group, so we welcome all kind of brands, even from lower end to high end luxury watch. All kind of brands are actually okay with us, so there's no conflicts or anything with that.
Okay, because as the nature of the watch groups, they grow. Definitely, there's an attraction for brands to want to maybe host you guys, in the hope of perhaps some members of the watch group actually buy some of their watches. You do get that kind of engagements, right?
Not really, but in a way we will naturally try to poison each other to get new watches, because sometimes when you see this particular brands have let's say a new blue skeleton, so like Baron Rose. Probably we just take it. Okay, so it's a new VR skeleton. Okay, so we let our members wear it around, and probably one of them already got it. Then we'll take their watches. Then we take wrist shots, and probably they poison us, and we poison them with our own collection.
Yeah, the VR blue skeleton is actually very, very nice.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a question. Yeah, what's the demographic in your group, the watch group, the age demographic?
The age demographic, basically, we have more members in their late 30s till around like early 40s, 50s, and to be honest, we have more guys than ladies. So it's about 80% guys and 20% ladies in our group. I'm trying to balance that a little bit. Hopefully, there will be more ladies member joining in and not too shy to share their collections.
Okay. So ladies out there, please join the Malaysia Watch Group, please. You're welcome.
So you said also earlier that you engage with watch groups from different countries as well. So I mean, in Singapore, do you have any communities that you guys are friends with?
Yes, we do have a few, and actually, to us, they are all our partners in Singapore. So when they have gatherings and stuff like that, so we fly over, and let's say we have gathering in Malaysia, they'll be happy to fly over too. But due to the pandemic, as you know, we are not allowed to fly to each other now.
Yeah. Soon, hopefully.
Hopefully, it'll be
going to Malaysia also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I really miss Malaysia. Sorry, Leong.
No, how often do you meet, even under COVID? I know you have a couple of activities, during the over the last few months. How often do you meet?
Basically, some of us will actually we meet basically like a few days. Every few days we come out for coffee and stuff and discuss our life, and sometimes even happy hours and stuff like that. And for big gathering, it definitely needs more time to prepare, and due to current pandemic, the SOP have to be followed, and then you have to wear masks, all this kind of because a big watch gathering requires a lot of safety issues and also privacy issues. Sometimes when we have gathering, like let's say our first anniversary, the watches on the table where each and every one of member, they will bring 1 or 2 watches, and some might even bring 5 or 6 watches. So we will definitely lie them on the tables, and we'll take a big picture of it. And sometimes, most of the time, the value of the watches will probably exceed the million marks. Probably will be 1 to 5 million worth. So we have to be very careful in organizing all these kind of events. Like normally, the event venue and the timing will be our member will know them the last hour or last 30 minutes, so that no one can actually plan any bad things to do on us, and very safe.
No, it's true though. But then also, let's say you only have to, if this kind of gathering, you only have to get those members that are so-called vetted already, that you already know who they are, not just a new member might just come into this gathering. It's right.
For sure.
Yeah.
We have a lot of members that's vetted already, but we always welcome new members. So new members, when they want to join us, we definitely go through their profiles, and also because we have to make sure everyone is safe for everyone. So for this kind of event, we also invite the new members. So slowly, 1 by 1, we have more members joining us in this kind of gatherings.
So you will probably try to vet if anybody's from the Inland Revenue knocking on the door to join the group. If it's tax evasion. Inland Revenue members.
Leong, are you a member, Leong? of MW?
Yes, I am actually.
Did you
I'm
vet him, Garrick? Are you sure you vetted him properly?
I could be from the Inland Revenue. You know?
Okay, Garrick, we're going to go a bit into your personal collection. And I know just now we're talking a bit about the BR05
Oh.
skeleton.
Right.
So we're going to take a look at it here. Right. This one, right?
Yes.
Yes.
This is
Can you tell us about it?
one of my favorite skeleton watch and the only skeleton watch that I have in my collection. It's to like it. It's simple because I have a very small wrist, and this skeleton definitely fit my small wrist. And of course, the color, it is blue, and then most of my watches is in blue actually. So I fall for these things like the moment I see it, and the price point is actually very easy and very accessible. So yep, one of my favorite.
Right. We also have Tag Heuer, right?
Yes.
Was that the one that you talked about? The Tag Heuer that you got?
Yeah.
First one?
So it's probably
Further down?
Further down, yep.
Here.
Yeah,
This one?
that's the one with the car. Yep, correct.
This one.
Both five,
This so this Tag Heuer was a caliber 5. So and it's a very sentimental watch for me because this was actually the first watch that was gotten for my wedding gift by my parents. So eventually I'm going to pass it down to one of my two sons. And yeah, so this one is like a heritage kind of watch where you don't want to sell it off, like even though when you have to, or if you have no money for anything. But yeah, so it's a very nice watch to wear. And yeah, just like what Cynthia said, like
the
I
gym
normally wear my watches to gym. It's a very nice, I confess.
Okay. So do you actually have you like sold any watches in your collection, or do you just keep buying and keeping all your watches?
As a collector, I have never sold any of my watches before. So
Wow.
I'm just buying, adding it to my collection one by
Okay.
one.
Okay.
But of course, some of these are not my watch. Like this is my watch. This is a Breitling. It's a Premier, as you know. I like blue sunburst and a gray sunburst, and this one is definitely a gray sunburst that's inside my liking.
Okay, I see you're in the car, but you're not driving, so that's good. Not distracted.
Really short.
More time for
Earlier on, before we went live, you were sharing with us about the Rolex also.
The Yacht
Maybe-
Master, right?
Your master, yeah.
Is this the
Yes.
one?
Yes.
Yeah, correct. This one is actually not my watch. It's actually owned by my 3-year-old baby.
Oh,
Oh, your baby.
wow.
So
That's
it's
the luckiest baby in Malaysia.
purposely for him. It's a birthday watch, and as you know, my liking, it's a blue and a gray. So there's a blue marker, and also the dial is in gray color.
Okay. And you said just now that you actually buy watches to commemorate special occasions.
Special occasions.
Yes, correct.
So this is you said this for your first kid, right? And then you
Yes.
got the second kid, and you're considering to get a watch for the second kid, 3-month-old kid, right?
No, the
My-
Tag Heuer, right?
He's 3 months old inside his mom's stomach. So probably take another 6 more months, or probably next year to get his watch. So it's technically his birthday watch.
Have you decided on a brand or what color sunburst, blue or gray?
So far, a few of what I like is definitely the AP, and probably I'll venture into a Patek for him if they have stock it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So other than that, the tag Heuer will actually be given to either one of them. So whoever that likes it will probably gets it.
I thought you were gonna say
Yeah.
depending on who's more well behaved.
Yeah, Gary, you accept God son and
Huh? The one that
Gary,
doesn't keep you awake at night.
Okay. It seems like we are a bit laggy.
Lagging, is it?
I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Yeah. So earlier on, you said you also don't have preference for retailer that you go to.
We're back.
We're back. Are you okay, Gary? Is it lagging on your side?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's lagging on your side.
Yeah,
Leong,
there
are
should.
you
I am. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Seems,
Okay. Yeah. Are you back now?
No.
I think Gary has had enough of us already.
Keep asking him about his watches. These three guys are.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, he's back.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome
So
back.
yeah, I was going to ask you about your preference for retailers or brands, and I remember you saying that you don't have preference for any of these things.
There's no specific preference. All the ADs, all the brands are our friend. We are friends of everyone. Because we are the WG.
Very democratic.
I'm honest with it because basically my watch collection journey is to collect one from each brand. I'm a greedy guy, but hopefully one day I'll be able to achieve that. So all brands, I'm okay with it.
So your wife shares your hobby or not?
Luckily not yet. Or else, I'll be
You don't
buying
You don't have
one
to convince her to like each time you want to get a new watch or what.
She does have a quorum for herself, and then it's a very nice ladies quorum. But apart from that, ladies they like their diamonds more, diamond rings, diamond earrings, or bags.
So okay. And can I just ask you, like, how do you store your watches? How do you keep them in good condition? Because a problem that we have, like, in the tropical country, right? Straps, they get moldy, and then even boxes, they get like grimy after a while. So I don't know how you actually keep your watches and store them properly.
Basically, I'll rotate my watch. Like, since I have about 10 watches, so I will rotate my watches, and every time after I wear them, because sometimes after you wear it, there's some sweat or something like that. So you just clean it with water and cloth. And from time to time, I will polish them with a cake coat to make it shiny. Yeah.
Okay. Do you use a watch winder?
Watch finder, I'm the human watch finder.
That's good. You actually rotate all your watches.
Function with.
I can imagine you at home on a weekend. You wear 10 watches on your wrist, walking around shaking.
During your gym workouts.
Yeah.
Or if you have any watches that you want me to watch wine for you, you can send it to me.
You're part of MWG, right? Quickly send to him.
Yeah. I am going to send you a couple. So tell us, what is your favorite watch this year?
My favorite watch this year, to be honest, I like the Super Ocean Heritage from Breitling.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, but unfortunately, it's all sold off already. I like the colors and all the designs on it.
This is not Sunburst though.
The colors actually, it's very interesting because you don't see these kind of colors markers a lot. And also, I saw the Patek Philippe just now. Is it? Yes, that's one of the watches I will get for my son if it's available by next year or probably Eddie will be calling me one day, because it's a very simple one and it's a nice blue dial from what I like.
Okay, ADs, if you're tuning in, please note, please reserve allocation for Garrick.
Yes.
Now let's go back to the Breitling for a while. Yeah. So
Okay, right,
you are a boring guy, right, Garrick? But this is definitely not a boring looking watch.
Sometimes you could be daring. Actually, I have another rainbow kind of watch, which if you look in my profile, there's a Casio G-Shock rainbow
Oh yeah.
as well.
The Casio with the ion plated treatment,
Yeah,
right?
correct. That was the one I got it because in Malaysia you can hardly get it in Malaysia. That was the time I went to Hokkaido in Japan and I saw the watch was literally on the shelf. So without further thinking, I just bought it.
Spontaneous.
That's quite pricey for a G-Shock, right? If I'm not wrong.
It's within it's quite normal for MTG. The MTG normally price around like 4-5K in Malaysia for this kind of pricing. And furthermore, it's a limited edition, so there's no more thinking needed to be done.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And especially if you get it in Malaysia on holiday, the mood is right. Might as well just go for it.
And then we are there to spend also, right?
Yeah. Now you want to show?
Is it really far back
Yeah.
on your Instagram feed? The Casio?
It should be somewhere down there.
Because I'm scrolling through and I haven't seen a Casio. It's okay. Leong, you go ahead first.
Okay.
Next.
Let's talk about
Okay,
Ross. So this
we've spoken that one.
something, this is something actually quite different from what Garrick Ross does, the BRO5 collection, right? A departure from what has been done, and there's a bit of a sporty and luxury kind of direction. Did you like Garrick Ross before you liked this collection?
I always have a thing for Bell and Ross prior to this BRO5 collections. But due to my wrist size, it's actually very small. So a lot of this Bell and Ross actually didn't fit me quite well until this BRO5 collections, new collections come in. Then it's definitely perfect on my size, for my wrist size. And furthermore, the first one was actually in steel color,
Yes,
the original gray color, right? And both of them are also my favorite because, as you know, my color is gray and blue. A boring guy, right?
Okay. What about that's the one that you wanted to buy for your son, maybe?
Actually, it's the same model, but I'm actually looking the one at in red gold. There's one in red gold, so that one will actually looks much pretty, and it's because of the red gold combination, it looks a bit much classier.
Right. Okay.
So you actually have a very diverse liking when it comes to brands. You don't really go for any specific brand.
You're not brand conscious in that sense.
I'm more to design conscious, and whatever design that I like, I'll just get it. And I wouldn't follow everyone. That's sometimes like probably there'll be someone who like this specific watch, and then everyone will go for it. But because as a watch group, sometimes when you go out and meet people, if it'll be quite boring if you see everyone is wearing the same watch, and sometimes you just want to be slightly different, so that you have a new topic to say. Oh, can I have a look at your watches and stuff like that? Yes, that's the one.
The colorful MTG.
So the color actually change over time or not? Or actually changes, stays the same?
It actually changes every angle that you look at it, because it's a very special rainbow kind of effect. And I think all the limited edition, they have different colors among themselves as well, because it's quite random.
Right. So every watch will have the colors in like sort of different places also, right?
Yeah, correct.
So you mentioned just now, like, in NWG, you guys poison each other. So have you been poisoned by another member for a watch that, maybe it's not really your taste or particularly your taste, but, you got poisoned in such a way that you were actually a convert?
All the time. Basically, when you come up for gathering, they basically show you all their watch collections. They say, "Okay, Garrick, buy this. You should buy this." Then, all the time you're doing all kind of watches that, okay, I want to buy, but probably I'll buy something like yours, but a different design or something like that. Yeah. So.
Adeline says that.
Adeline is looking to you for what to buy next. Adeline, buy Bell and Ross.
So those are your favorite watches, but if there's one, apart from the Patek that you might want to get for your son,
Okay.
or your child, is there any top recommendations, like, you saw this year that you actually really like?
This year, one specific one was actually the Moser. There was a Moser this year, which I forgot what name was it already. One of it was a collaboration between the Moser and
MBNF.
Yes, that's the one.
Okay.
That was
a legacy machine, I think.
Yeah, there's a blue color, and that actually caught my attention.
Okay. Gary said Frank Muller. What do you think of Frank Muller, Garrick?
Frank Muller is definitely a very, very nice watch, and I can't wait to have one as well.
We have a new Master Banker Asia exclusive edition with many, many different colors. Color that you like.
We'll be able to do a MWG edition with them, probably a limited edition, something with Frank Muller, hopefully.
Yeah, but Garrick a bit biased, right? To suggest Frank. Okay.
Hello, Adeline cousin. Yes. I should buy Bell and Ross too. I would consult with Garrick on that.
Maybe we should have one Bell and Ross.
What about Tudor? Jordan asked about Tudor.
Tudor, Tudor is the size of the Tudor is actually quite okay for my wrist, and I actually like the Harrods edition, which is the green one. Yes, correct. Something
That's
special.
very hard to get hold of, though.
Yeah, that's why I don't have it in my collection yet.
Janice, she's got a friend.
Congratulations, Janice.
Yeah, very good health.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Maybe, Janice, you want to comment on which model you actually got?
Yeah, let us know which model you got.
Or probably we can get together sometime this week so I can have a look at it.
Yeah, okay.
And then you can poison Garrick. Oh, Garrick, we have a question from Leon. He asked, do you like vintage watches? And if yes, any particular watch?
I do. And Leon Tan is actually one of our members that he has a exquisite taste in vintage watches, and he's my seafood in all these kind of vintage watches. And if I were to collect one of these vintage, probably I'll get a vintage gold Rolex, which it's very nice. Where he always wears it all the time.
Also, you will get his vintage gold Rolex, is it?
It's kind of the same design.
Just to add on to Leon's question, what about away from vintage, but what about pre-owned? Are you open to buying pre-owned watches?
Pre-owned, there's no issue with pre-owned. I'll be happy to get a pre-owned watches if that's available and it is in good condition. I wouldn't mind getting it.
Okay, Janice has replied. She got Vanguard 32, and she will do a wrist shot sometime. So congratulations again, Janice. Jordan says Garrick really is my idol.
And he's my idol. So Lee Jordan is one of our
Mutual Admiration Society.
he's
And guess what?
watches.
We have a Tudor Harrods owner here.
Wow.
What
What else
what post you want to see, Gary? From
Actually, all these people in here, they are actually my idol as well. Like Jordan, he's a collector who get one or two watches each month, sometimes, or weeks maybe. So sometimes you see him getting, oh, I have a new watch now. Then like Stephen also have a new collection. Terence also just got his new watch recently. Kuan Chen also have a lot of new watches that we can see, and his collection is very nice, especially his Tudor Harrods.
Tudor Harrods. Wow, amazing! You guys are awesome. Keep buying watches, please.
Yeah.
Boost the economy.
Which
And then next year, when we open our borders, please come to Singapore and buy as well. We have very nice watches here.
and we can use the debate, right?
Yes.
Okay.
See a lot of fans.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any
Thank you all.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe just to close, Garrick, one last question for you.
All right.
If you were to say, like, what is the best thing you ever, what is the most pleasure you ever got out of being part of our founding Malaysian Watch Group? What would you say it is?
All right. So there are a lot of things to say about this point. Actually, I'm lucky enough to meet all the members in this group. It's a privilege to know all of them. Always to make friends with new collectors, and we also been able to work with a lot of watch brands to see new watches, and also have privilege to meet with some of the watch CEOs like George Kern. He's one of my idol, and sometimes along the way you meet more and more people, and also people from crowns like Elvin, Melissa, Leong, all the fun guys. And the best thing about this group is that once you get into our group, your watch collection starts and it will never end. Coming into a group, you'll be posting two shots every day, like one for the morning, one for the night, something like that.
That's a good thing, right?
Yes, indeed.
To share your pleasure.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. Okay,
Okay.
thank you so much for being with us here tonight, Garrick. It's really been fun talking to you and looking at your watches and also your picks for 2020. And thank you to all the members from MWG who have been tuning in and commenting. Really great to meet you guys online. So keep posting your watches, and we're looking forward to seeing Janice's new Frank Muller Vanguard on MWG socials soon. Okay, so thanks everyone for being here, and have a really good evening tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stay safe. See you.
See
Take
you.
care
Good night.
all. Bye.
Okay. Thanks for supporting.